Will Europe retaliate with tariffs of their own? Of course they will not. Those spineless Europeans, they don't have the guts to tax their own people 30% like we do. Yeah, that's... Guys, welcome to the channel. As always, if you want to learn more about realistic survival and preparedness, which definitely a lot of people need, I recommend now more than ever survival skills and especially surviving the economic collapse. You need to get ready for what's about to happen, what's about to hit you in the worst possible manner, right? This is stuff I've been through myself, horrible inflation, terrible economic scenarios, and a lot more. Yeah, you have the books available in Amazon, in the links there below, and you have the audiobook of Surviving the Economic Collapse. So, will these spineless, cowardly Europeans reply with their own tariffs? They will not dare. Donald Trump warned Europeans not to retaliate with their own tariffs, and Europeans probably won't. You know, someone mentioned, Fernando, you need to read The Art of the Deal. Buddy, I read it when I was like 12 years old. I read The Art of it. Is not that big of a book. And there's some good advice there. One of the things I think I remember from The Art of the Deal is you don't stop your enemy when they're making a mistake. You don't go, no, dude, don't do that. No. If they keep on doing a mistake, let them do it. If a ton of Americans think that Liberation Day was about putting tariffs, which are actually taxes. If they think that the one getting taxed is Europe, China, and every other country, well, let them do that. Maybe when they see that everything has gone up in price 30%, maybe they will understand it then. Or let them keep on doing that up until the moment in which poverty hits painful levels, and then they will say, why are we so poor now? Wasn't it that the tariffs were against those evil Chinese people and those evil European people? Why is it I'm paying more? Buddy, that's what the tariff is. The tariff is for you, not for the guy making things in China. The guy in China trying to sell you stuff, he will have to deal with this himself, but he's going to pass that price on to you. Suddenly it's going to be more expensive, but that's going to be money out of your pocket. When you hear these things about, yeah, with the tariffs we'll make this amount of money, it's going to be out of the consumer, the money that comes out. Because if not, I'm not exporting. Do you know how small the profit margins are in so many of these products? You think you're buying cheap crap from China and they're making what? What percentage do you think it is? A 30% tariff, it's going to go directly to you. You will have to pay that. It sucks, but that's the way it's going to be. So, are Europeans likely to retaliate? No. You know why? Because many of these European leaders don't want to tax their own people. If they put a tax, if they put a tax on products brought from abroad, from the United States, into Europe, it's the people who will have to pay it, and they don't want to do that. That's going to be tremendously unpopular. So no, if you want to buy a Tesla, just buy a Tesla. That's it. There's not a lot of people that want to do it, but if you want to buy it, go and buy it, right? If you want to buy any other product made in the United States, sold, sure. But and they have some plans on some things to do, but they're not rushing to it. Why do you think it is? No, China is. China's very pissed, right? I think it's more of an upset reaction that the Chinese have. I guess they've read The Art of the War, and they're still angry enough that they say, you know what? Screw you. We're retaliating with our own. But maybe it's more about the Chinese government not being as worried about hurting the Chinese people just to hurt the American exporter, In the case of Europe, that's probably not it. They don't care. They don't want to hurt the American business exporting into Europe nearly as much as they want to make sure that their own consumers don't feel that pain, So yeah, that's why Europe has not retaliated with their own tariffs, and probably it's not even a good idea to do so. If you want to squeeze Americans for buying products from abroad, I mean, go nuts with that, man. Just believe them as much as you can until they realize what's going on, or not. Let's see how it goes. But basically, that's it. Tariffs are horrible for you, for the consumer. right? And painfully obvious how few people understand this, at least for now. See you later, guys. Take care.